Hey, 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 people! It's time to begin. This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9004, episode 4, I believe we were on. I really hope I didn't fuck that up, because I actually, funny stories, I actually fucked up the numbering of the episodes.
Gamer moment.
It was around, episode 60 that I accidentally repeated an episode, but I didn't notice until around episode 80.
Yeah, that threw the count off super hard.
So I had to fix that count, and that was a fucking bitch and a half to fix the count of. I was just like, wow, bang.
What if I just leave it?
Okay, but here we go. Why is that so long? Why are you like this? Okay, there we go. Cloudflare is throwing up some really odd interference. Alright, so as always, the fanfiction will be listed in the Discord. And let us get into it. Max is going to be joining us a little bit late today. Because apparently, something censored.
Nice. Okay.
Look, we're not officially allowed to disclose all of it, but it may or may not involve cookies, Sephiroth, and insurrection.
Exactly. In that order.
Further questions will have to be directed towards our legal team.
So, this is a story that was recommended to me by Shiro's server.
Ah, yes.
Hey, Sneaky, I'm getting an echo. Somebody... Oh, it's
Yeah.
Tojo.
It's Tojo.
Turn off your...
Tojo, you will either fix your fucking shit, or I will remove guest rights from you.
Okay. Is that better?
Because this is the 5th time we've fucking told you about this.
Sorry.
Better now.
Yes, it's better now.
There is no longer the echo.
So, anyway, as I was saying, this is a Dungeon Danmachi story in which that, the author is very fucking cringe. And I want you all just to, really digest what's about to happen. And just really, let it sink in, preferably with grain alcohol. So this is Raise the Level. A dream that gave him hope. A promise he must keep. The girl he must protect. Belle attempts to level once more to obtain the power needed to protect any damsel in distress. But after
I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it if just once these filthy fanfiction authors would write the word they actually mean instead of protect and stop ruining the word protect.
No, I think he actually means protect in this instance.
Yo, Sneaky.
Yeah.
Just real quick. I've fucking figured it out. Fixed the Minecraft server.
Very cool.
It's working now.
Good job.
No, I think in this instance, protect is actually the word you want to use because unlike
No. I understand that Belle might mean the word protect.
Right.
These people don't.
Oh, that's okay. That's fair enough.
Nivea, protect and care.
But accidentally unleashing a demon god, Keen.
Dear God, why is this a full house?
Because it
We are
is,
gaming.
Max. I invite everyone and anyone.
Yeah, I know.
Clearly.
We do need to have that team meeting, by the way.
Yeah, well, fucking throw it up then, bitch. Catch these hands.
Will. Your hands would be quite difficult to catch given the amount of distance separating us.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna go for the fact that he's got very poor depth perception. It'd be interesting watching you two fight.
Yeah.
Actually.
Please, though, fucking Atin's like a foot shorter than me. Don't give me that.
A foot shorter than you?
It's like
What are you smoking?
It's like watching two demo men just constantly miss each other with their grenade launchers. Just,
Also, let's be clear. If Sneaky and I ever got into a fight, it would very, very quickly devolve into just an attempt to kill each other via wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's basically my go-to, See, that's always why I really enjoyed my endurance, is because in fights, I can just get hit and then be like, well, now I don't need to judge where they are, because I can just grab the arm that just hit me.
Aha! I know where you are now because
I
you
can't-
stabbed
I
me.
can't miss. Joke's on you. I can take the hit. You can.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm
that's
sure
the
the
thing
way-
about having no depth perception. You take the hit because you have no choice. Dodging the hit isn't really an option. Where's their fist? I don't know.
I don't know. It's in front
It's
of me.
somewhere over there. It's in that general
Around.
direction.
Moving towards my face.
But anyway, a demon god keen on destroying the world. See, now this is an issue that I can't really speak on too, like, this is how it works or not, because I really didn't get into Danmachi. I really didn't like Danmachi in general. I thought the general idea of the world, where it's like, all these gods existed, and then they like came down and created the Tower of Babel instead of the other way around. And now there's like this adventuring town. I think that's kind of cool. But there's like major flaws in the idea. Like, how did all of these gods exist without the cultures that created them?
Yeah, that's true.
That's not usually much of an issue. Also, I think the tower. No, sorry, I'm confusing something. But
I mean, no, it kind of
shit,
is, because there's like 9 different fertility goddesses and like 8 different goddesses of love, and like, and it kind of just
Probably more,
skirts around
honestly.
the whole issues of them simultaneously existing.
He's not wrong. Like as
I
far as
think so. Like, it
Danmachi's
treats
world
it
goes,
as like they treat heaven as just a giant playground, of sorts, or I guess more of a gated community. Strangely
Yeah,
enough,
it's a gated community.
it's not like that.
but like there doesn't seem to be any need for the worship of the mortal. Like
Oh, I
the
never
mortals
said
are
there.
there.
No,
They found it.
I think you're not understanding what I'm saying. So a god forms out of the need for a concept. Like, you can't have a
depending on how
god
you-
of a concept that can't be described. You literally can't have a god of a concept that can't be described, because you can't describe the concept, so there can't be a god. We wouldn't have the words for that god's existence.
But
feel
Sneaky,
like that
the
shouldn't be
idea in
work,
Danmachi
but-
is the idea in Danmachi is all of these deities existed and were chilling up in heaven going, boy, watching the show on Earth is pretty cool, but we'd like to get closer to the show. We'd like to
Right.
be part of the show.
No, I understand. My point is, though, is that there wouldn't be 8 flavors of goddess of love if there wasn't 8 cultures to produce a different variation. Because it's not like there is one goddess of love and there's just 8 different looks to them. No, there is 8 different goddesses of love, which makes no sense at all.
Yep.
Like, if there was only one goddess of love, and there was only one god of thunder, and there was only
Sneaky,
one god of
you
this,
know that in the fictional history of this world, there were multiple cultures and they didn't descend until later, right?
were there? Because
Yes,
Yeah.
there are multiple cultures.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's
they're
like
they're
several.
very much treated as like the Judeo-Christian God, where he's just been there. They've just been there and just watched this all roll out, and eventually decided, it's boring watching. I want a front row seat and I want to play with them.
The
No,
details
no,
aren't really
I know,
covered.
Max, but my point is that I'm a little bit confused, because, like, isn't Aurorio on a Pangea-like landmass?
No,
No.
not exactly.
I don't know if
I don't think so either.
I honestly don't remember ever
There's,
seeing
like,
the world
several
map.
small
I don't fucking know.
continents. Like the Asia of Danmachi apparently is like its own set of islands, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like
Well,
an
and that's
Amazon
not the only
country.
thing. Remember, there used to be other civilizations before the labyrinth was created.
Yeah,
But-
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, there was monsters, the labyrinth, monsters ruined everything. So there were other cultures before this.
Mhm.
So
we don't really
even
know.
if it didn't follow the course of human history, right? It
well,
followed the course
yeah.
of history with multiple places, people, etc.
There's also
We-
multiple dungeons too, because there are adventurers from outside.
No,
But
as far as
Mario
I'm aware, there
There's
is
only
only
one.
one dungeon, except that dungeon extends into the ocean, which is the Poseidon family controls. That's actually still connected to that
Yeah,
dungeon.
there's only one dungeon, but there's multiple entrances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One's
but the one
artificial
where
and the other two are
Orario,
natural.
for some reason, is like stupidly insane in terms of level requirements.
Pretty much.
Oh,
That-
that's
that-
just
that is- That is a big
I
thing
don't know
that
that.
shows up around like book 6 or 7. Yo, Orario adventures, they're fucking scary.
Well, yeah,
It's
that's
actually
yeah.
explained. Like
As
it's
someone
apparently
who
like
has
that
seen-
monsters in the dungeon are just provide a lot more like excellium. Whatever.
Yeah,
they get stronger.
monsters
Yeah.
can reproduce, but if they reproduce, they get weaker versions, and pretty much all the monsters still on the surface that aren't coming from the dungeon are the
Are weak pussies.
are the weak versions of all the monsters that reproduced and
Mhm.
escaped. And the reason why there's adventurers that even exist outside of Aurario is because occasionally, in the immortal lifespan of the gods, they do something that pisses everyone else off, and get banished from Aurario. That's as much as I know about Danmachi. And there's a lot of stuff with the premise that I'm just really sketch about, and I never really got into the exact premise of the story itself, not just the background of it. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I do know, the whole reason, this whole spiel I was giving, the whole background to this is there's a lot of evil gods. There's a lot of gods
Wow.
in
Really?
cultures that are evil.
What?
And
Yes.
Imagine that.
they all operate just fine as far as I'm aware when they come down, if they ever come down.
Yes, but they are subject to the exact same restrictions that
I
everybody
know.
else is.
This is what I'm saying, though. So, why would a demon god being freed pose any threat to the combined might of every other god and goddess in existence? Especially because, in instances of a god not obeying these laws, all of the other gods can use their power to make them obey.
They just eat them straight to heaven.
Yeah,
Yeah, you broke the rules. Get out.
yeah, literally. So that's like,
Basically.
but that's my point, though, is so Belle unleashes a god upon the world and she's unrestrained. And it's like, okay, so all the gods click their fingers and she's gone.
Boop. Problem
Probably the
solved.
gods don't give enough shit. Maybe I don't know.
Like that's my
No,
point, though.
they're
Is
actually pretty strict on that.
me,
Yeah, I was gonna say no. They're very, very, very strict on that.
me, who does not watch Danmachi at all, who knows bare minimum of information about Danmachi, can already see the premise being incorrect. And I'm not a fan of Danmachi. I just you could. Why God? It could have just been a really powerful adventurer, and then the gods wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. And effectively, you can make them like Christ. If you want to make it some powerful threat, you can make them like a level 10 adventurer or something that was sealed because they were so powerful. But the gods were like, well, they're still immortal, so we can't actually like snap our fingers and delete them unless we want to get banished.
Level
By our
10.
own laws.
I would say
Wait,
just give him
level
some.
10
No,
exist.
just give him some skill that they were like. Right by the time he reached level 10, he was effectively,
Unkillable or something.
you know, yeah, he was effectively an unkillable deity, like on the verge of ascending to godhood, and they were like, we can't let him get there.
But like, there's in Danmachi, there is so many ways. Like, maybe it's some dungeon creature that had to be restrained and sealed away because they just couldn't find a way to kill it. Like, there is just so many fucking ways you could have made some world-threatening threat that didn't exist in canon. That was actually, like, literally everything besides making it a god would have worked.
Pretty much.
Literally anything besides what they did would have made this story work. You picked the one option that was incorrect. It's like if you get a pack of crayons and you get a coloring book, and the person says, all right, I'll give you $3,000 if you color this coloring book with anything but the color blue. This one blue crayon right here, just this one blue crayon, don't use it. And I'll give you $3,000. And what did you do? You fucking used the blue crayon.
You didn't even hesitate. You grabbed it straight off.
You immediately went for it. Couldn't even get into the actual story before you used the blue crayon. I hope you're happy, author. Bell must help save Aurario or he can kiss his desires goodbye. I also love the juxtaposition of both what the author is trying to threaten the world with and what Bell is apparently concerned about. Oh man, I just unleashed a world-ending threat that might kill everyone. And if everyone's dead, I can't have sex with my crush.
Damn.
Like,
Well, I mean,
which
it's not wrong.
that doesn't even fit with like
Yeah,
Bell
but the
felt
problem
so
is that
guilty.
that's not Bell. That's not Bell at all. Like,
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Like, Bell has so many concerns that are beyond that it's like, really? That's what you're gonna have Bell be concerned with? Bell's gonna worry about not boinking his crush when he unleashes a world catastrophe?
Somehow.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
That's even more skewed. Wow. That's a skewed perspective. I was gonna say this, like, that's even worse than the fucking ancestors' perspective. Oh no,
So-
I released a monster upon the world. What will happen when other people find out about it?
So part two of why I hate this story. Well, I'm not going to bother reading it either. Basically, so the entire first chapter is Bell has a dirty dream about making out with his mysterious love. That's totally mysterious.
As you do.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then he wakes up, and there are many instances that I will accept characters using Japanese honorifics in a story written in English. For example, Naruto. Because they are a feudal Japanese society. I'll accept it in D times D, where they're taking place in Japan. What I won't accept it in is Danmachi, where the Eastern countries exist, and the Eastern language exists, and Bell doesn't fucking speak it.
He doesn't even like. It's not even something corny of like him adopting the honorifics. Once he meets the Asian people,
Yeah,
or,
no.
you know, pseudo Asian
No,
knockoff,
dude.
whatever you want to call
Not
it.
only that, not only all of that, it's not even the proper way to refer to the person he's referring to. Because a kami is a spirit. The god of kami is not a Western god. A kami is more in lines of a, you know, god of the local spirit of the local woods, effectively. You know, it's not the god of thunder. It's not, you know, not the goddess of love. It's the god of that copse of trees over there. The god of that stream right here. You know, really low
God
tier
of
shit.
The god of streaming. That's how low.
I will pray to the god of streaming.
Does the god of streaming have a streamer himself, or is that considered
Too meta.
Does that
I was
god
gonna
have
say,
mods
is
who
that a
don't let
breach of
people say
what?
certain words?
Yes.
I mean, he has to. He's still bound by the FCC regulations.
The
Not
FCC
even
flagged
God
him.
gets away. Not even God can avoid the government.
Here's the thing, like, yeah, he can obviously do whatever he wants. He's a god, but the other gods say, like, no, you can't have them say certain words that
So
are.
I'm just curious, right? What if in your will you willed everything to the Abrahamic God in your will, and you're like everything belongs to the Abrahamic God? Do you think the IRS would try and tax God?
Yes.
depends on
Likely
how
not.
depends on how
Garen fucking
desperate
Teague.
you are for
Will we get proof of divinity when the IRS
I mean, if we're gonna get
successfully
proof of it
tax
one way,
God?
that's certain to be fucking it.
God shows up. As I am technically bound to obey the laws of the land, I am here to pay the taxes. Checkmate, atheists.
So anyway, again, this is the other thing. This is actually a very important thing that I know from Don Machi, is that all of the gods speak whatever language the person is native in. So when they say words, you hear it in your language. Which means that if you say, speak English, you would hear it in English. If you speak Japanese, you would hear it in Japanese. And it perfectly translates what they mean to say. So if they were informally referring to you, it would sound something like, yo, Atin, what up? Whereas if, say, they were trying to be very formal to you, it would be like, Mr. Mandalore, how do you do today?
Yeah? Who the fuck you?
And so, which makes it really stupid that what Bell hears when Hestia talks to him is Belkun. You wouldn't understand that. He doesn't know Eastern.
Maybe he's a weeb.
No, he's definitely not.
And so he refers, so this is what makes it even worse, is that he then refers to Hestia as Kami-sama, but there isn't even a dash there. It's one word to this author. So you can't even fuck up correctly. And why I'm spending so much time on this author is their author page.
Oh no. Oh no.
No.
So
Oh.
they're a little bit famous for a different sort of story. A sort of story that I rage often about.
Oh god.
So their favorite sort of story, and the one they are so famous for writing, is a Akame ga Kill high school no power AU.
I have no interest in that. I'm gonna be
I have
honest.
I
no
don't
words,
like
and
this.
I wish to say fuck you. Move on.
I am bound
And
by the terms
their
of this
entire
website
author page,
to not say the things I want to.
their entire author page is just original characters that are all just happen to be in Night Raid. Just like Night
Coincidence?
Raid has increased by double the size if all of these OCs exist in Night Raid. That is how many OCs they made exist in this group.
Okay. If these are members of Night Raid, that changes the entire historical landscape
Yeah.
of that world over the last like 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cringe. But you know what else is really fucking cringe?
Everything.
And Rosario Vampire fic.
Oh.
The existence of man?
I mean, I think the existence
I
of
think that
Rosario.
revolutionary consequences have been a disaster for the
So
human
this
race.
story is supposed to be funny.
So it's not.
I have no idea. It might
Not
be.
with that profile picture.
Rosario Vampire.
Oh god.
Oh yes,
Tojo,
it's my favorite Rosario Vampire pairing. Naruto and Hinata.
Yes, can I just say cringe?
Ah,
Um,
yes. The most common, well-known pairing from Rosario Vampire.
Okay, so no. To be fair, this is by the same author who wrote So What If I Want to Be a Harem Protagonist, which is actually a decent story. But we'll see if that was a unique situation or not, because I just Dark Overlord. I was challenged by a friend to write the edgiest original character I could in the worst story imaginable of the Rosario Vampire section.
You should have told your friend to go to hell.
If you are the sort of
Yeah.
person who is entertained by overly edgy OCs that for no reason everyone loves, that gets involved in every important thing, then I hope you'll have fun with this. May God forgive me for this monstrosity I made.
Okay,
Well, at
so
least
his,
he's honest about it.
okay, so his friend dared him to do a shit post, and instead of saying no, he doubled down.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, I can respect it at least.
I respect the balls of the man to double down. I dislike.
Yeah, but at the same time, fuck him for doing it.
We
Yeah.
hate the results, but I mean, you committed at least.
Okay, I'm ready. Ah. Oh, that burns. Woo. Spicy. A friend of mine gave me a very bad idea, and I decided to roll with it. While my brain tries to overcome the writer's block I have, the challenge was to see how much edge I can fit into a single story. And I'm doing it. Don't take anything I say here seriously.
Yeah, I am sorry. I almost choked on my piece of steak reading that OC's name.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's
Oh, I'm not gonna read. I'm
Hmm.
not gonna read it. I want to be surprised.
Lucifage, Mammon, Armageddon, spelled with...
All right. I'll give you some points for that one, author.
Yeah.
That is a
Name.
congratulations. That is a name that I would think would be right at home and a Blaze Blue.
Yeah, it kind of
think,
is, yeah.
Yeah,
We-
not gonna lie. Read that
Pretty
name, thought it
XP.
said memory.
Not even wrong.
Cheeky breaky!
Sneaky, we did it. We
Hmm.
found the person who went harder than Spidar Poison Blood.
You're right.
What the
You're
hell
right.
is that name?
Spidar Poison Blood was the name of a Skyrim original character that we happened upon. And it was spelt Spy, Dar, Poison, Blood. B-U-L-D.
And they named themselves Spidar to terrify their enemies because if they were thinking about spiders, they would be scared.
Yes.
I mean, checks out. Yep.
I mean,
Everyone
I can fully
interactable,
admit,
yes.
though, spiders were still the most terrifying enemy in Skyrim to me.
No, that was definitely a what the fuck oh shit moment from me, especially when the large one dropped down from the ceiling. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, I'm only 30 minutes in. I wasn't ready for this.
I was not ready for this.
I was like,
They're
oh,
so-
go away.
And for the time, they were really well modeled. It's like,
Yeah, no, honestly, they kind of were.
They were pretty well modeled spiders, which just made me hate them all the more.
Yep, more or less. Anyway, sighed internally as he rested his forehead against the glass pane of the moving bus. Life hadn't really been too kind for him so far. If one were to ask him to describe how life had treated him, Lucifage Mammon Armageddon would stab them in the gut, gouge out their eyes, and bathe them in acid, and even then he'd still be nowhere near how bad things had gotten. The bus shook slightly, causing his silky black hair to part. Like, even with the author's shitposting, they're still doing a better job than most of the people they're making fun of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's
I mean,
Revealing an
not
aristocratic
surprising, honestly.
face with pale skin. Oh, good, so their bangs cover their face, apparently. This is great.
oh god.
As if altogether untouched by the sun, a pointed chin, a thin mouth in a semi-permanent scowl, a thin pointed nose, and a pair of blood-red eyes. The sight of his
Really?
reflection caused him to sigh, dredging up memories that he'd rather remain untouched. Edgy enough. He squeezed his eyes shut and bit his lip hard, the pain giving him something to focus on and bringing him back to the present. Leaning back into his seat, he allowed his gaze to move to the other passenger that was on the bus with him. It was an absent-minded looking brown-haired boy who seemed completely oblivious to the truths of the world. He shrugged it off internally, uncaring of the fact that the obviously human boy was likely to die in the first day of class. He turned his focus towards the bus driver, meeting the man's glowing gaze in the rearview mirror. The man grinned widely, to which Lucifege Mammon Armageddon responded with a scoff before
They're gonna write it out
contemptuously
every single
looking
time.
away from the man.
I both love it and hate it.
Yeah, of course they're gonna say it every single fucking time.
I must say, I'm merely I'm not laughing, but I am amused by the sheer tier of effort this man went through to write that shitpost.
Yeah, you can feel
dedication.
the mockery. You can feel the distilled mockery.
I'm not even like breathing hard through my nose. It's just like a small grin that I have constantly.
Lucifege Mammon Armageddon sighed in annoyance when the other passengers spoke up. He turned in an irritated look towards the other boy, yet he seemed to be ignorant to it as he kept speaking. My name is Sakune. A no to Sakune. This is the first time I've ever been so far from my home and my parents. What's your name? Sighing, Lucifege Lucifege Amamamamamon Armageddon coldly answered. I am Lucifege Mamamamamon Armageddon. Having given an answer, Lucifege Mammon Armageddon turned back around and stared at the bus's window, being met by nothing but darkness. Sakune seemed to finally take a clue, as he too went back to sitting quietly. Soon enough, the bus had stopped, allowing the two young men to climb down directly in front of a scarecrow. Lucifege Mammon Armageddon stretched, ignoring the way the Sakune boy watched his tall, wiry body clad in a black shirt.
Okay, wait a minute. Is Sakune gonna start batting for the other team now?
Black
That might
shirt,
be what's happening
black
here.
boots, black pants, with a black overcoat, all leather. He ignored the boy's conversation with the bus driver and didn't spare a second glance when the bus peeled off back into the tunnel. Well, Sakune said with a smile, I guess we're heading to school together then. Kitch, fine, just don't get in my way. Having said that, Lucifege Mammon Armageddon shoved both hands into his pockets and ambled off, heading towards the general area of the school, all while being followed by Sakune. The brown-haired boy hadn't stopped talking since they started walking, something which resulted in him being unable to hear the ringing of a bell and being too late to react to the girl's scream of "Please dodge." The end result was Sakune getting a bike parked over him, a pink-haired, green-eyed girl sitting atop it. Oh my, I am so sorry. The girl's apology petered off as she took a deep sniff before her head turned slowly towards Lucifege Mammon Armageddon. The moment their gazes met, her eyes widened tremendously, and the rosary on her chest vibrated intensely. You smell nice. Lucifege Mammon Armageddon snorted contemptuously at the girl, turning away from her, the flaps of his overcoat smacking the downed Sakune in the face in the process.
The amount of effort that has gone into crafting this.
Before
Like,
he resumed
even
his
if I'm
walk-
not like actively laughing, I can respect the effort.
Before he resumed his walk towards the school, doing his best to ignore the green-eyed girl that rode behind him on her bike and the brunette that walked behind her, his eyes unseeingly staring at her back, even as his nostrils flared. Lucifege Mammon Armageddon grit his teeth, his tone terse as he spoke. Stop following me. The girl cringed for a moment, only for her back to straighten somewhat, the red eyes on the rosary gaining a gleam. She rode ahead of Lucifege Mammon Armageddon and cut him off with her bike, dismounting from it and walking towards him. She placed a hand on his cheek, her cheeks lit up with a bright blush. She leaned into him, her nose rubbing his neck, before she took a deep sniff.
Please do not.
Yeah.
Her mouth opened, a pair of sharp, gleaming fangs revealing themselves before she slowly approached
Please?
his skin, ready to bite him. I wouldn't do that if I were you. His voice and his grip on her neck caused her to snap out of whichever fugue, I believe it's pronounced. Fugue.
Yep, fugue.
She was in. The girl's reaction was to hop away from him. Jumping back onto her bike before she left, she spoke in an embarrassed, hesitating tone. I'm Akashi Yamamoka. Then she proceeded to ride off. The only reason why it's amusing is because it's clearly a shitpost. That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we will
like we're enjoying it because the author's like, I am purposefully trying to be as edgy as I possibly can. Right? It's like when One Punch Man leans super hard into the tropes.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
It's like the scene where they had Kamen Rider throw the bike at the fish dude and do absolutely nothing, right? It's funny because, haha, in every other show, the guy would go, oh, the bike hurt. And here it's
Right.
like, did you just throw a fucking bicycle at me?
Right.
Stomp.
Yeah, basically, and how Genos is basically fucking Mega Man or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Genos is more supposed to be Astro Boy.
Oh, Astro
Yeah.
Boy, yeah. My brain was like character that Genos is based on, and my brain was like, well, Mega Man. I was like, wait, hold on. Computing.
Wait, something's wrong.
I know Mega Man's based off of Astro Boy as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. She then proceeded to ride off. Oh man, she smelled so good. What?
What?
Great.
Wait, who's
We
saying
got
that?
two sniffing weirdos.
Lucifer Jimimon Armageddon turned to Sakune with a disgusted look in his eyes, a look which the boy ignored as he spoke. Moka-san seemed to be getting really affectionate with you. Titch, she doesn't know anything. What do you mean? I can't afford to get close to anyone. They would slow me down in my revenge. Having said that, Lucifer.
Alright, so we're
Jimimon
just busting out the
Armageddon.
Sasuke right
Yeah,
away.
Just immediate Sasuke.
This is literally just fucking Sasuke. Cool. I mean, we've got the fucking coat, so what the hell?
Good morning, students. I'm your homeroom teacher, Nekonome Shizuka, but you can call me Nekonome Sensei. I, like the other teachers of Yokai Academy, am in charge of ensuring that all of you are capable of acquiring the necessary skills and knowledge to properly integrate into human society, as the missions of our academy is to foster better bonds between humans and yokai. Honestly, I don't know why they even in canon phrase the academy like that, with that sort of catchphrase of better relations. It's just like, just be like, so you don't get caught. Just phrase it in what a majority of the monster population would think in, and then they would support it instead of trying to destroy it.
Yeah, that really hasn't ever made much sense. Even like
We want to foster better relations, but we're not going to say that because we know you people will hate it. So
Yeah,
here's how not to get
just
caught
low key go
fighting.
full left with it, and just don't tell anyone it, except include it in every lesson, but subtly.
So, okay, here's how you don't kill humans. But what if we want to eat the human? Here's how you don't do that.
Right.
Here's
I
why
think-
you don't do that. Today, children, you're going to learn about what forensics is.
Kidnapping.
Why it's dangerous.
Kids, today we're going to learn what a gun does. Does anyone know what a gun does? It blows your fucking head off. Next question.
Honestly,
Kaboom.
I'm really curious when it comes to yokai because of the whole attachment to the Japanese, as it is because of the culture, and myths. I'm really curious as to why all of the yokai kind of just shrugged off 2 nuclear bombs being dropped. Like, oh yeah, humans still totally aren't threatening, even though they wiped out 2 cities.
I mean, why do you think they're all hiding? Like, why do you think they're all in hiding, my dude?
No, we know why they're hiding.
That's kind of like a
It's just
masquerade
like,
thing.
yeah, I know it's a sort of masquerade thing, but they always display all of the monsters being totally shitting on humans in general. Like, why don't we just go out into the open and eat them all? and it's just like I could understand if it's
They
like,
have
oh
very
shit,
short memories.
I know,
Yeah.
but still,
Actually, you know what? That gets even more ridiculous when you get into the end game of
Yeah,
the
I
manga.
know. Yeah, I know. And it's just really a big moment of like, I can sort of get like you get the really like the real fucking dumb people being like, why don't we just go eat all the humans? But like that's the general sentiment of monsters in general in Rosario Vampire. And it was like a select group that specifically was like, no, that's retarded. They have nukes. And that's
Yeah.
bad.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
given what the manga
hmm.
implies, it's not even the nukes. Like, humans have been hunting them for centuries. Like, the fucking Belmonts are apparently canon. I'm not really sure about that.
I'm aware that it was a reference. It was a Castlevania reference.
I was gonna say, here's the thing: they can't say the Belmonts, but they can totally imply the Belmonts and everything that comes along with the Belmonts.
That's why I said I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm sure there's like vampire hunters and shit like that, but
Yeah,
we
but
don't
no,
act-
it's the difference between a bunch of humans teaming up and hunting down like the occasional witch or the occasional monster, or they killed this one vampire, and the difference between the occasional monster kill and say the entire village getting napalm strike.
Based.
I mean, that's actually kind of a problem you can pretty much like take from any sort of Japanese media with like monsters in it. Honestly, they just like go like, "Oh, what are guns? No, we don't know what that is. We don't hide
No,
because of that."
and to be fair, a lot of the upper tier monsters were shown to be very much in the realms of guns effectively useless against them. It's like, okay, yeah, fair enough, understandable. I'm still a subscriber of the phrase "anything burns if the fire is hot enough," and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
nuclear missiles get the hot enough part right.
I mean, there was that like one
Fairly
fire
hot, yeah.
dude, or like the Phoenix thing, or whatever the fuck. It was like an early. There was like an early villain or something that was like purely fire based. So unless you
You're
literally,
thinking of the
I mean, it can
Kyuubi.
burn fire.
Yeah, wasn't that like the student council president or something?
Yeah,
it
you're
was like
thinking,
an
yeah.
absurdly powerful student council president that's in like every single manga.
Wait, wasn't
Yes.
that anime only?
No,
No,
I actually don't remember.
I never actually read. So I never actually watched the anime. I only read it, and I
I see.
remember.
The
Yeah,
whole like council fight thing.
yeah,
Anime
that's
gets
canon.
really
don't make-
Yeah,
stupid.
that's canon because that's
at the end of
does it?
season 1.
Oh
please do not make me read it again to find out.
yeah. I'm pretty
no,
sure
no,
it's canon
no.
because
There
Fuck
is a
you,
fight.
Raiden.
It doesn't matter though. I'm pretty sure. Heart of the Sun. It doesn't matter how much fire resistance you have. When you create a miniature sun and launch them into it.
I was
Or
gonna
more
say,
specifically,
like,
launch the miniature sun into them.
Yeah.
Hello, yes. Would you like to hear of this new invention? It's called a handheld nuclear bomb. Catch.
That's an
Oh, the
excellent
Nova
idea.
bomb. Oh, humanity.
What do you think? How do you think they reacted when it's like? So the humans have this thing called thermobaric nuclear weapons?
Thermobaric, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, so wait, what's thermobaric mean?
Temperature
news
equals
for us.
yes. Temperature equals yes.
It's oh.
It's yes hot. You can ask a number and it's definitely that number.
Honestly, it's always weird to me whenever we see manga ideas like this. I'm like, the fact you guys aren't jumping to the Russians will destroy us or the Americans will like.
Oh,
The fact
that's
you
a
don't
fair
jump
point,
to one
yeah.
of the 3 most militant countries, being like, if we show up, they will annihilate us. International treaties be damned. Like,
Oh,
no one would
not-
argue with that.
Not only that, I mean, it's Russia, China, and the U.S. all have had rocky histories with, like, Japan, for example. And it's like,
I mean,
Really?
I feel like the U.S. wouldn't like explicitly want to destroy Japan now because we'd destroy all the anime. So
Yeah, and other
Here's
trade.
the problem with that,
all that.
knows. All the old people currently in office don't give a shit about that stuff.
Yeah.
This is true.
But they give a shit about, trade money and keeping
That
tabs on the
is also-
Chinese.
That is
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
All
That's what's keeping them from doing anything. It's the trade money.
Exactly.
It'll
that
be
good
another
old
few
trade
years
money.
until we've got the weebs in office.
Classic civilization.
Soon, we will rule.
Classic civilization tactic: make trade deals with everyone and become too valuable to attack.
Exactly.
Oy vey.
The Venice
Do you
moment.
really want to attack me? Because those 14 people over there really like my bananas.
Well, I mean, not only that, if you attack me, you lose 700 gold per turn as our trade deal expires.
Well, that too.
Wouldn't that
So
be
yeah.
unfortunate?
Anyway,
But more importantly, your people will riot because they don't have chocolate.
your people will not have banana anymore.
Banana. Rotate.
And
true
with the
power
loss
of
of bananas, the Byzantine Empire's golden age of riots was triggered.
Indeed. I, like many other
Byzantium
teachers
moment.
of Yokai Academy, blah blah blah. Feh. Why do we need to create better bonds with humans when we could simply devour them all? Well, I mean,
Nukes.
on that
We literally-
aspect too.
We literally just talked about this.
We have a lot of. No, I know. I'm just saying on that aspect too of like, why can't we just eat them all? It's like there's a lot of humans, man. There's a
Yeah.
lot of fucking. You would probably die from overstuffing yourself before you even made a dent in the human population.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
pretend for a moment that no one pulls a weapon.
Yeah, just you would probably die from just overeating.
Oh yeah, easily.
The words were
That's
said by a
not even
white-haired.
counting the amount of births daily, which
Oh,
is
yeah, it's,
a few million or something.
Yeah, something like that. Light-haired delinquent with a contemptuous, distorted grin. Neko Nome frowned at the student's words, her hands going to her waist as she spoke. Saizo-kun, you must never forget the fact that your education is meant specifically to foster cooperation. There is no need to fight with humans. I would also like to point out that there used to be a 3-story bipedal creature that we called the Giganticus now. Yeah, we hunted those down to death.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things humans hunt to death.
There's like basically all megafauna, honestly.
Wow, those
They're
look
gone.
dangerous, but they're so tasty.
Hmm.
I would say pretty much the only one we left alone was the elephant because we started riding it.
Yes,
Yeah, pretty much.
congratulations, you've been upgraded to mount. What do you mean upgraded? Well, you
It's
have
either
the
you're or not.
alternative, which is death.
You've gone
Food.
from snack to mount.
You mean that's an upgrade? Cock shotgun. I meant what I said.
Cock spear with malicious intent.
Cox elephant gun.
Cox.
Yeah, listen, the elephant gun is still my favorite example of a gun. So, this elephant gun, what is its purpose? Holds up picture of elephant. I see.
Yeah.
It is to kill the living tank.
Anyway,
Perfect.
blah 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 blah. Why should we spare the weaklings? Said every megafauna ever.
Have I Dear monstrosities, have you been introduced to the concept of the Flammenwaffe?
Saizo's
Ja,
disgusting
the
grin
Flammenwerfer, ja.
grew as he spoke, a wicked gleam in his eye matching it perfectly. I say we kill the man, fuck the woman, and everything else is irrelevant. This is a. Does he really believe there's only 2 humans left on the planet?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which,
apparently,
like-
for according to this story,
Wait.
according to
Actually-
Rosaria's Empire,
No,
everyone
wait.
just thinks Adam
No.
and Eve is the only
Okay,
people.
He's
No,
also
he
called
said-
the
he
Sneaky,
said
he
woman.
thinks there's one man and nothing but women. So we have a 99% ratio here.
I see. Yes, this is one of those. This is one of those fabled 99% worlds, isn't it?
I mean, here's the thing. Basically, the story, there really is only one guy that is human. So,
No, that's true.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's it. He's already figured out that Sukune is a human.
We must eliminate the final human male.
He is the alpha male. We must consume him to become immortal.
Nekonome's frown intensified further, especially at the fact that the others in her class agreed with Saizo's words. Before she could say a single word, however, a different voice made itself heard. Ha 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 ha. Saizo turned towards the source of the chuckles, as did everyone else in the class before speaking. The fuck are you looking at? Lucifedge, Mammon Armageddon turned a contemptuous gaze towards Saizo, his smirk mocking as he spoke. I am laughing at an ignorant fool! Bang. Saizo didn't hesitate to kick away the desk standing between him and the white-haired young man, stalking up to his seated form and glaring down at him as he spoke. What are you saying, you punk? Lucifedge, man.
Are monsters supposed to have, like, a danger sense?
I mean, he is just an orc, so probably not. We've seen punk. Lucifedge, Mammon Armageddon stood up from his seat, his eyes meeting Saizo's from slightly higher above, his tone still mocking as he spoke. I said I was laughing at an ignorant fool, especially one who has no idea about the sorts of things humans are capable of. And just what are humans capable of? Humans have managed to push the yokai into hiding. And if that isn't enough for you, they've managed to make it to the moon! Or the fact that they've been able to develop weapons for centuries by now. Did you know they have bombs?
Why not World War II? And World
I think
War
I think we're about to get to that. Did you know they have bombs capable of destroying an entire city with the press of a button? Actually, it's less of a press of a button and more we have to, like, drop kick it out of the back of the plane.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't drop kick
No,
a
hold
missile.
on a second. Sneaky, you are absolutely forgetting ICBMs.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's
Don't
fair.
drop kick the missile, that's a bad idea.
But he said bomb, not missile.
We have improved
Missile is a bomb with a rocket on it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
okay,
but
I
that's
mean,
why we
listen.
call it a missile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, Sneaky, you are technically correct. However,
Yes.
do you really expect the demon?
Look, all I am saying, the funniest shit in existence is the fact that we loaded a cargo plane up with what is called the mother of all bombs, because we never actually developed the platform to deploy it. So someone literally had to flying kick it out the back of the plane.
He's not wrong.
Here's my question: did we save the Bay footage? Did the U.S. Army let us have the U.S. Air Force?
Oh yeah,
let
no,
us
we
have
have the
that?
footage. Oh yeah, we got the footage. Oh, what, the footage of the person kicking it out of the plane or it blowing up? Because we have
Kicking
the
it
second
out.
one. Oh no, we don't
Yeah.
have the kicking it out. We have the blowing up footage.
Listen, I dearly hope that is somewhere on a highly classified military server. Just some guy running up and doing the Captain Kirk to the mother of all bombs.
All right, well, how do we get this out of the plane? Well, you're gonna have to give it a really good oomph.
What do you
Okay,
mean,
I just finished
sir?
binge watching classic Star Trek. Ah!
It wouldn't be classic at that point.
In the future.
I would have loved to have seen.
No, when we dropped the mother of all bombs, that
Yeah, it
was
like 2018. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the Moab. Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely
Talking about the nuke.
classic Trek.
No, I think the nuclear bombs were actually loaded up with a bottom opening. Yeah, they had a proper drop platform.
Yeah, they had a real. We had a real deployment for the nukes, guys. Interpret that as you will.
I fucking love my country sometimes.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen the transcript, by the way, of like, so we don't have a platform for this thing, so you're gonna have to, like, I don't know, push it out, or maybe give it a good shove. Sir, what do you mean give it a shove?
Wait, what? You're just gonna really give it a good, you know.
Might have to tackle it out the plane.
Give it a good yeet.
Just looking back, like, you're the fucking Air Force, you know, usually you're either loading up cargo planes, maybe you're an AC-130 loader, you know. You get pulled for special duty one day. You're not told what you have to do, but you get to the cargo plane and you see them loading up this big old fucking wood box. And you're like, so what's my mission? And they're like, all right, well, this is a secret mission. What we're gonna do is, there's a bomb, biggest bomb we've ever made, inside this wood crate. We're gonna fly over a location, and you're gonna push it out the back of the plane.
And the private's just like,
Sir, don't you mean? Wait a minute. No, see, here's the thing. I like to imagine that right. So we've got a really big bomb in this crate. Oh, are we transporting it to the loading platform?
No, you're pushing
Or to the deployment platform? No. The AC-130 is the deployment platform, sir. By the way, I do appreciate that the military allows "sir" to be asked with a question mark, as in, "Sir, could you please repeat that? I don't think I heard you correctly."
You
I
heard
think I
me.
just heard some really stupid shit. I'm gonna need to respectfully ask you to repeat that.
You heard me, Private. Now get your bootstraps on and fucking kick that bomb.
And like, you just have to sit there like the rest of the day. You're just fucking sitting there like, I just pushed the biggest bomb we've ever made. Billions of dollars of research and development out of the back of a cargo plane.
Wait a second.
Did you
I
enjoy
didn't
it?
notice about
Hell
the Moab.
Yes.
It was designed in '02 and it's been in service history since 2003, but 2017 was the first time we ever used it. Why? You know someone was waiting in anticipation.
Oh, totally. No, we were absolutely waiting for the fucking chance to drop one of these things.
You know there was like, I'm not retiring. Dude, you've been in retirement for like 5 years. Please just go. I'm not retiring. We haven't dropped it yet.
They haven't.
We
Used
haven't
it.
dropped it yet. I want to see it.
Sir, we will put
It
the
made
footage
a
on
big
YouTube.
fucking
Go
explosion,
home.
though. You know, I love that foot. It made a
Didn't
big
it
fucking
literally
explosion.
rearrange the mountain?
Oh
'Cause it
yeah.
was
Yes.
dropped
Oh
on this
yeah.
area
No,
of the
it,
bay.
it
Yeah.
set off
Rearranged,
major
like-
tremors and like collapsed half of the mountain or something.
Yeah,
no, it was
like
great. I loved it.
it
That
was
fucking-
noticeable on satellite.
Yeah,
Some
loved it.
dude that waiting for it literally just had a lawn chair waiting for it to fucking drop. Just like put up a lawn chair, got a nice cold beer, opened the can, and just like sat there waiting. Sir, you sure you want to be here? You're a little too close. I don't care. I'm watching it as close as I
Isn't
can
the
possibly.
Moab the largest non-biological weapon in existence? Non-nuclear,
non-nuclear.
non-biological. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the largest
I would
conventional
say-
explosive.
Yep.
It's the ability to rearrange a mountain without irradiating it.
Pretty much.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, hold on. Fuel air bombs can probably do that, but those are a bit excessive too, to be real.
I mean, I think a bit excessive is like the motto of the US R&D at this point. So
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
that's fair,
It has
yeah.
to be the motto of the U.S. R&D. Do you know why? Because we have to compete with China being able to go. Okay,
No,
we
no.
have 3 million soldiers.
No, we have to compete. Oh, are you looking at the footage?
No, I just found just a simple before and after. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can you post those up?
Post that up, man.
yeah.
No, fuel air bombs are great because it's like, all right, so what's the technology behind this? Okay, well, technically, we turn the air into an explosive device, and it's like, wait, what?
Yes.
You want to know what we have to compete with? Our imaginations.
Oh.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
If you
Oh
haven't
god,
watched this
thermal
thing
just
go,
went fucking insane.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'll just post this Guardian article because it has access to the video.
That's
It's just the first like 10 seconds. It's just the bomb dropping. You see a little speck, and then that speck becomes significantly larger. Oh, fucking
There is-
humanity! Why? Why are we
there
like
is
this?
There is nothing left.
wow.
Fucking-
Oh.
There is just like I just see.
Oh,
Oh, there's a
wow.
nice.
That I was
Now
not
it's just-
ready for that. I was like, when's the spec gonna show up? And then it just, oh yeah, wow.
I need to see that.
oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh, it is
it's
massive
it is
blast.
horrible, but like there were some civilian casualties.
There's a fuel air bomb, I believe, actually.
But
that's what you.
Okay,
That's
listen.
impressive.
Yeah, it's
The fact,
Someone
like the
someone
fact
went to
that there were only a couple with something that size is fairly impressive.
Well, it also helps that like civilization is very much like centered in spots in the Middle East.
Well,
Okay,
wow,
so
yes, you know.
just fucking hit the console button and hit scrap all on that fucking place. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I just can't wait till we reveal our railguns, because the prototype for the railguns, the ones that have become U.S. public footage, which means that they were developed 15 years ago. The prototype railguns have an estimated range of 300.
Yeah, but
Miles?
here's the thing. Those are still super experimental because we have a bunch of problems with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though is that's what the public knowledge is. So that was around 15 years ago.
Those are the ones that have to be mounted on ocean carriers. Right?
Yeah, they're not an ocean
Yeah.
carrier. It's a new age battleship which has 3 nuclear reactors in it, just to power them. It kind of uses a lot of power.
Yeah, you don't say.
But
No,
listen. All I care about is it means we've got railguns. We're one step closer to either Gundam or BattleTech.
You know what? I dig it. We all know it's going to be BattleTech, but you know, Japan will try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, Gundam came about as a result of some BattleTech stuff
Yeah,
starting out.
No.
No, they had
Um,
mobile workers before mobile suits.
Did you?
They
You guys...
had BattleTech best designs once they did the origin stuff to show the lead up to that.
We're getting really
okay.
close to VR jacking in to robots. We're getting really close.
Yeah.
One of our current issues is lag time, but
No, not
Pain
lag.
moment.
Who would have ever guessed?
that's really impressive. Like, really impressive.
Oh, I know. Like we are at the point where cybernetic prosthetics are like fully realized as far as basic articulation goes.
Now
Now it's just
Yeah.
now
It's
again, it's just the
126
lag time
point.
getting used to it.
Yeah, 126 point. Yeah. No, we actually have better prosthetics now in modern times than it was estimated they would have in Star Wars, according to George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Like the hand that was created for Luke, according to George Lucas, was like 86 point something or whatever. Like, so all cybernetics work off of like a points equal how many joints are operating in it or something.
Yeah.
And we already have like 136 point cybernetics prosthetic limbs.
Oh.
No, it's we already got fucking Japan. This independent Japanese company is already working on pilotable bipedal weapons platforms.
Of course, it's Japan.
God.
What else would it be?
They have plenty of reference
Cruelty.
material to work with.
And I actually saw the video
I was
on
gonna
it.
say, I mean, they weren't the first ones to do giant robots in terms of
this
like.
isn't like giant robot. This is like maybe 4 meters tall.
Oh, okay.
Medium robot.
You know, like we're talking like,
Decent size.
yeah, it's big, but it's not like, oh, big, you know, giant ass robot. No, we're talking like
Golem size.
oh, what's a good size example? Goliath
Yo.
Yeah.
from
It's not
StarCraft.
like I'm gonna one Godzilla, but more.
4 meters.
Goliath Online.
Honestly, it's just a fucking it's one of those it's what are they called, the ones from Warhammer 40k?
Terminators
Space
or
Marines. Yeah, it's like a Terminator size basically.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it's no. I mean, it's weird because it's like if these are wounds I've seen, like they are like Terminator sized, but they're much more. They look a lot more like power armor than a Terminator.
I wouldn't say power armor. I would say more of like shit. From Aliens. There we go. From Aliens. The construction
the loader
suit.
armor.
No, the construction
Yeah.
suit that they used to kill the queen in the end.
Yeah, the power loaders.
Yeah, the power
Yeah, the
loader.
power
That's what it looked like
Hmm.
and operated like. Actually, that's actually how it operated.
Wasn't there something in Warhammer like that where you kind of strap a marine into like something like that, and he looked like a giant baby carrier?
Shred.
Oh, okay. No, he's talking about the Grey Knights thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the Dread Knight.
Hold up, I'm
What
googling
the
a Space
fuck?
Marine baby carrier.
Oh,
No, it's
no, I
literally
know what
called
you're
the Dread
talking.
Knight.
Yeah, no,
there
now,
we go, found it.
now that you've mentioned the Grey Knights, now I know what you're talking about.
There we go. I'm posting it in the thing.
Yeah,
The Grey Knights, because the Ultramarines weren't special enough.
yeah.
And
That
to have all
was.
of them be in the sector,
The
there would
Marine
be
does look like a baby carrier.
Yeah, that's so fucking dumb. That's so fucking
that-
dumb.
The suit's design is cool, and then you look at the front.
I hate it so much.
Yeah,
Horse node, you're like, oh.
I hate
There's
it. I
the
hate
problem.
it.
this is
Well, because here's the thing: it's based off the thing that the Imperial Fists, like the Imperial Fists, have a smaller, less stupid version of that.
Okay, well, I'll allow it.
I love that someone has made a baby carrier based off that.
So anyway,
What? I demand the link.
already linked.
We posted.
So bullshit. I saw it with my very eyes. I watched their weapons shred through wood, stone, and the bodies of powerful yokai. They ripped my mother apart in front of me, so don't call me bullshit. Ho, it sounds more like your mother died because she was a weak bitch. And then Saizo's words were halted when the edge of a blade settled against his throat, causing everyone's eyes to widen and beads of sweat to gather on his forehead. I didn't even see him move. Fixing his burning glare on Saizo, Lucifage Mim on Armageddon hissed through his gritted teeth. One more word.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's the protagonist's name.
Ah, yes, he missed the
Oh,
intro.
yeah, you weren't here for the intro, were you?
Yeah, no, I was kind of missing. So, like, what the fuck kind of name is a Lucifage?
Right, so the premise of that
Literally, the author was challenged
Yeah.
to write the dumbest,
edgiest,
shittiest, edgy
dumbest story possible.
he could.
Yeah,
Damn.
so here we are.
And he stuck to it.
Yep.
He did.
Those words
My
which I
good boy,
just
I admit
see, Nekomame was not immune to whatever caused the wave of blushes. Her own face glowing red as she stammered at how hot Lucifage Mammon Armageddon is. And she's like straight up stuttering. Blah 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 blah. No need for violence. Academy frowns on it. Verbal warning. Blah blah blah. You will be punished. Blah blah. Turn to your seat.
This really sounds like something Rain would write, honestly. Fuck.
Possible.
Who's written this?
This is by the guy who wrote the DxD story. So what if I want to be a harem protagonist?
Oh. Never read that one.
It's actually fairly good.
Hmm.
You know, compared to other DxD stories, I suppose.
I mean, there's always Go Away, I'm watching porn, but that's pretty much it. This time.
Okay, look, Go Away, I'm watching porn isn't that good. Third Fang is a terrible fucking author. Go Away, I'm watching porn is only good with compared to the rest of his stories.
Yeah, it's a comparative thing. It's not like it's a fucking standout masterpiece.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's mediocre, but it's fun.
Yeah, I'll give you that, I suppose. But anyway, so here we go. He was walking around, familiarizing himself. He narrowed his eyes at the image he saw. Like Hayashi Moka and Ayano Sakune were both at the edge of a cliff. A massive stretch of choppy red water crashing into the cliff behind them while Saizo stood in front of them, a nasty grin on his mouth while one of his arms slowly grew in size, tearing the sleeve of his shirt apart. He decided that there wasn't any of his business before he turned around with the intent to find his way towards his dorm. No! Moka's voice caused him to halt mid-step, an unwanted image popping back to his mind, triggering his PTSD. He turned back towards them, seeing Mocha staring at Saizo desperately, her shirt shredded completely, leaving her boobs bare, while Sukune lied on the ground a small distance away, groaning in pain. No, please stop, don't do it. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Saizo smacked his still human-looking hand against Mocha's face, knocking her down and causing her to stop being able to cover her chest, revealing her bare torso.
Okay, so ignoring this stupid thing, I will give the author credit. Watching your entire family get murdered would, in fact, be a reasonable way to give your character PTSD.
Yeah.
Unlike Tumblr PTSD, where someone said something mean to me.
Ah, yes, Tumblr PTSD. Classic illness. It affects everyone.
Yeah. Truly a shame.
He
We live in
licked
a
his
society.
lips with a disturbingly long tongue. Large amounts of saliva slobbering from his mouth and all over his chin as his jaw widened and his teeth increased in size. His face started gradually gaining a green tint, while his arms grew further, tearing the entirety of the shirt apart. You thought you could reject me if you weren't going to accept the honor of becoming my woman? I'll make you my woman. Can you sink any lower? Both Saizo and Mocha reacted in shock at that voice, their gazes flickering over towards the steadily approaching form of Lucifage Mammon Armageddon. Not only are you an ignorant fool, you're also a disgusting rapist. Why do you even exist?
Well, I mean, man's got a point.
Here's the thing: if it isn't followed up with I'll fix that problem, I'll be disappointed in the author.
Now,
Yeah.
witness my power and apologize for your existence.
All right, close enough.
Saizo recoiled from Lucifage Mammon Armageddon as he remembered the feeling of the blade on his neck from earlier. However, he soon rallied himself, turning his back towards the downed Mocha and squaring up with the approaching classmate. Disgusting rapist, the bitch should be grateful I even decided to rape her. If she didn't want me to fuck her, she should have been stronger than me.
I mean, that's not exactly. That's
Is this gonna be the story that gets us banned? The one where no one was even trying.
Oh, that's pretty epic.
We should point out that this is the villain of the story.
No,
Oh,
really?
God.
Wow.
I have to point this out because Twitch mods are retarded. Okay.
Yeah, no shit.
Now, since Neko Nome isn't here, I can finally take care of you and make sure you never annoy me again. After saying these words, Saizo charged towards Lucifer Mammon Armageddon, his transformed arm cocked back it for a devastating punch. Rog. Only for a pained scream to involuntarily rip its way out of his mouth as his widened eyes stared at the 3 deep gouges that were cut into his transformed arm. Mocha stared.
Virgil?
Mocha stared in shocked surprise as the dark-clothed man that now stood in front of her, until his dark cloak fell over her, covering her view. Use it to cover yourself. Mocha pulled the coat away from her face confused as she spoke. Why are you helping me? I'm not. What? I'm getting even for what happened earlier back in our classroom. Don't read into it. I love how he's supposed to be this really edgy character, but then he actually comes off as, like, not edgy at all.
Yeah,
I think, like,
kind of.
I mean,
Ish.
well, obviously, it's like
The
very-
author leaned so hard into it, we've come back around to decent.
Have we gone full horseshoe theory of the edge? Where
Yes.
now he's unedgy? Like,
Well, no, like it's the same, right? I think yes, because it's the same idea as we've gone so far around the cringe bad train that you eventually get back to good story.
I suppose. But, like,
I guess.
my point is, like, when he first sees this scene and he's like, okay, well, I don't want to be involved in whatever's going on here, so I'm going to leave. And then he's like, okay, now he's trying to rape her, now I have to be involved. And then he's like, "Oh, look, I'm not helping you specifically. He threatened me earlier, so really, I'm just defending myself." And it's like, that's just like normal tsundere stuff. Like, that's not being edgy. That's just a shy kid who doesn't want to admit that he's helping someone.
Do you see yourself in this, Sneaky, at all?
No,
No.
no, Sneaky's not
No.
capable of being
No,
a good person.
I could
No,
literally
he would not help.
not a single iota of a fuck. Also,
Pretty
I
much,
wouldn't
yeah.
have stopped. If this was me, I wouldn't have stopped in the classroom. I have started fights right in front of the principal before.
Well, to be fair, this guy is not
Base.
from Jersey, so it's a different.
Okay, no, wait,
I
hold
know,
on,
but I'm
Sneaky.
just saying to your point
Sneaky,
of
Sneaky. I know the story you need to write.
yeah.
High school DxD, Jersey.
Oh god.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Just translate them all to Jersey.
What are you
Don't even
saying? Are
put that
you
there.
you
It's
say?
like,
Oh, I was gonna say.
Jersey Devils.
Are you? I was gonna say. Are you asking that I do a high school DxD story where the OC is the Jersey Devil?
Yes.
And he's like the major guy. Like, memory house controls Kuo, but like Jersey is controlled by the Jersey Devil.
Yes. The openly
He
admitted
rules from the
secret
Jersey
that
Shore.
everyone kind of just shrugs at.
The
No, like, and
situation
here's the
is his
thing, right?
sidekick.
Take all the kids. Be like, why are we going to America? It's time for you kids to learn what a real monster is. The American people.
The American school system. Oh well, okay.
Oh god, oh fuck.
Oh,
I was throwing shade in a different direction, but sure, we can go with that one.
I miss Sneaky, the story I literally shared with you the other night. Like, it's, come on, it's perfect.
No, I know.
Ugh.
So I suppose the real question is, how much would it cost to get Sneaky to write that?
More money than Moth is paying me.
How much is
much
my
is
He,
thing?
has he looked at the stuff you sent him for that yet?
I think like once, and then he said like, okay.
Well, I mean, he's paying for it.
Yeah, if he wants to pay for that.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, no, look, so
I mean-
my biggest thing, the reason why I haven't even started the story yet, isn't because like I don't want to write it or something. It's because I have to get this chapter out for Gray, and I've been fucking dragging my ass across the carpet for like the past 2 months on it.
Yes.
Please
Yeah.
do not.
At least you've written something in the past 2 months.
Yeah,
I'd
that's fair.
start a document, look at it for 5 minutes, and then go and play something and stuff.
Yeah, that's also fair.
I haven't written in like a year and a half or something.
There's more untitled documents that are empty in my Google Drive than like actually full documents.
Oof, that's a big oof, my dude. You should de-oof yourself.
No.
That's a feel. I know how that feels.
Hell, you do.
But luckily, I gave up on my hopes and dreams and self-respect years ago, so I stopped caring.
That's fair. That's fair.
okay,
Anyway,
okay.
so I'll fucking
Raise
kill
the
you,
ski
blah
path.
blah blah, horror, blah blah blah, bone plates, blah blah blah. Also, Max, if we're ever gonna actually write a story, I still do want to see Havel teaches space orcs. I still do want to see that.
They just
No,
never
I
find
can't
out.
wait for the conversation. It's like, so let me get this straight. You guys think red makes things go faster, yeah? Why? Because it just does.
Fair enough.
All right, fair enough. I'll give this a try.
No,
I
Max,
think the best
red
part is
light-
they'll
you have
never
to say
discover
it,
he's a Hume.
No, they won't.
You gotta make it go faster with the power of red. Red makes it go fast. That's how I learned how to read real good. I made all the letters red. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to read no more because one of my mates crumped himself, so we're not allowed to read.
Actually, I have a thing that I found the other day. Hang on, we'll just drop this in memes and shit posts. But
You know, that's exactly what I was referencing.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah.
orcs are just so fun in Warhammer.
No, the perfect response to that post, Max, is the Owl Turd comic. of, oh, I took this medicine to make my brain bigger. I'm like, oh, does that make you smarter? No, it makes me stupid faster.
I think I
Yeah.
sent that to
Make
you
the brain
other day, too.
faster. I figure.
It makes me stupid faster.
What?
Anyway, so I'll this is my true form. Now I'll kill you. Huh, true form, weak. Only for also, I would like to see a Rosario vampire monster hunter crossover, in which one of the hunters ends up in the Rosario Vampire High School for whatever reason, because they are disproportionately like the worst way to represent humanity possible, but also the best way according to the monsters.
You know what?
Casually bench presses like 5 tons. Like, what's your real monster form? What do you mean monster form?
He shows up as a teacher's aide for Nikonoma's class. Day 1, why don't we just eat all the humans? Mr. Hunter, would you like to take over this?
No, Sneaky. The best version of the story.
Hmm.
A single guardsman and his adamantium balls defies the entire Monster Academy.
Yes, of
So
course.
what I'm hearing is you want another Caiaphas Cain book.
Yes.
I mean, Kane is not, in fact, guard.
I did see actually a very funny story recently. My Hero Academia cracky one shot, in which the mushroom girl was told to create orcs.
Oh no.
Why would you ask her to create orcs?
Because Izuku wanted to know if she could create fantasy mushrooms. And turns out, yes.
You doomed the planet.
So,
And no, it's totally cool. But because Izuku glows green when he gets stronger, and his shoes are red, he is both stronger and faster than all the orcs.
Indeed.
Big
that
brain.
make
God, him being introduced exponentially increases his capabilities.
Brain. Expand.
Does that make him the best war boss?
Expande.
Yes.
But he's not big enough to be a war boss.
No, it's okay. He's strong enough.
No, hold on a second. There are goblin war bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karsnik, for instance.
That's not 40k.
Or
Is this an
does
actual
not
story?
care.
Go read it.
Yeah. No, this has nothing to do with the actual story we're reading right now. We're just kind of having fun talking about good stories. Since, like, this
Oh, no,
story
but
isn't actually
Can you
bad.
post a link? Can you post a link to that story though?
It's in, Zeke's posted it in the fanfiction section, so good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
This was like 4 days ago, so you have at least 500 links to scroll through. So anyway, he stops the blow, and then he's like cuts off the guy's arm, then cuts off more of the guy's arm, and then his wings turn into the darkest of voids, and then he eats the guy's existence. Blah blah blah. Yeah, just don't bother. Do you want to drink my blood? Are you sure? Yes, I want to drink your blood. Okay, well, you should know you will regret drinking the blood of the Antichrist. Having said those words, he allowed her to drink his blood.
Wait, did he really jump there?
Yeah.
He really
He really went there, yeah.
It jumped straight to the Antichrist. Cool.
Yeah, just straight to the Antichrist. Shit. I need to go find that fic we just had open before. Yes, raise the level. Put that in the cover text. Good. Alright, now to finish this night off with some fucking ass garbage.
Oh, that's all we're reading.
Naruto.
Oh yes, perfect, excellent. That's all I ever wanted.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to give you exactly what you wanted.
Ain't that a thing?
Jump into VC. get called in
hey.
for tutoring a raid. I need to quit this fucking game.
It's the Blight again.
Oh, the Emerald Blight.
Oh,
no.
Emerald Blight. Oh shit!
This
This is
fucking guy.
this is the guy that does the other stories that we've all laughed at before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Legacy of
narrows it down.
Darkness, Bane of Light, Never Alone, Throne of Babylon, and Zero Chakra Plan. We've covered all of those.
Shoot on
I would
sight.
call him my next Fairy Tale Dragon Slayer, but this guy doesn't write enough near enough stories.
Yeah. Man's gotta step up.
Continue writing garbage. We need more garbage.
White scales. I don't need more garbage. White scales, blackened heart. Either people change or they die before they do change. It's either one way or the other.
What riveting descriptions.
Hey
I know.
Max, did you know?
Really?
Max, did you know that people breathe air or they don't breathe air and then they die?
Never heard that.
Did you know that people die when they're killed?
Fuck you, I wanted to say it
up,
first.
Did you guys know that every 60
slow,
seconds a
punk.
minute passes in Africa?
Truly a shame. We need to stop this.
I still think my favorite part of that joke
How
was
can we
every
do
time
that?
I clap my hands,
Like
a child in
in
Africa dies. Well, then stop clapping your hands, asshole.
Clap faster.
Good night, everybody.
Did you know that your heart beats and when it doesn't beat, you die?
Oh.
The floor here is made out of floor.
Ah, yes, the floor is made of floor.
Yes, I see.
This floor here is made out of ceiling.
My god.
What have you done?
Did you know
You've
you can
broken.
flip a cave upside down and it'll still be a cave?
I
Really? I had no
What
idea.
madness be
Wait.
this? You speak
Wait.
of the devil's work, boy.
what? No, I actually don't understand. What?
Come on, no sir. Come on.
or not liking my joke? I actually spilled my drink.
Damn.
I could have continued my life and ignored the risk of death. No, there's no risk. You die. There's like no risk involved. You die.
Pretty much.
Period.
Commit
After you have
die.
chosen death.
Commit
Command
die.
die.
Instantly.
I mean,
Player dot die instantly. Fuck you.
so anyway, or I could have changed. Changing doesn't stop you from dying. You just die slower. I did and failed, or I did and succeeded. What?
I guess.
I can have either did it and succeeded or did it and failed, but you will never know until you open my box.
Yes, open Pandora's box. See where
What
that
the
gets you.
Fucking berserk with the causality shit that makes no fucking sense or something.
I changed
Nah,
into
it's Schrödinger.
something. Someone else. I changed from chakra to magic. A whole new world in life. Cuckoo cuckoo. What will I find here? Orochimaru as Harry times
no.
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
Why?
That's unfortunate.
What time is it?
Pain o'clock.
Not long enough.
My
Half an
pain is
hour left.
greater than yours.
Half an hour, no sir.
At half an hour of having to deal with this. Okay.
Yep. That's life. In the Sneaky Devil
That's how the
podcast.
story goes. This man's written 16,000 words of this pairing. I'm not sure what's worse. The fact that he's done that, or the fact that there's 500 favorites.
I
Flavor favorites.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Cease.
Alright, so story start. 7 abn. I don't know what that means. What the fuck does 7 of bin mean?
Who knows?
Candlelight flickered, causing shadows to dance along the stone walls as he examined his work. Lights flickered! You already said this, author. And reflected off of glass jars, each filled with various assorted liquids, some even holding organs or chunks of flesh. Oh man, really? Orochimaru's got some Jiraiya going on?
Did you just say he's got some Jiraiya?
I mean,
Yes.
it's not really surprising now, is it?
Do you have an issue with this?
I just wonder why he's running the Jiraiya and not the SMG. The SMG is clearly the choice
Well-
for alternates.
You know, he might have performance issues keeping out.
Take your TF2 means and leave. Nose hair.
We literally are talking about Jiraiya. How can I not use the TF2 memes?
There was only a single living occupant of this room!
Me.
Semicolon. Completely at ease with this unsettling environment. That's not a sentence.
No, it is not.
There's about to be, hold on, let me see if I can get this right. There's about to be only one occupant of this room, and it's gonna be me! Did that
quite
carry
loud
over to the
enough.
mic well?
Barely.
No,
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna be
I-
better.
I'm talking about the stream, because I had to,
Yeah.
I'm holding the
I don't
stream
know.
mic in my hand.
Not listening to the stream, so
Yeah, I literally turned off stream audio. Hold on.
yeah.
Hold
Oh,
on. I'm
yeah,
gonna turn it on. Say it again.
No. Why the fuck
No.
would I do it again?
Sign.
As I was saying,
All right, fine.
we'll have to wait for C8 to clip it, but he's not here today. Rip.
Brazil is gone.
Brazil is gone.
Do you really
Yeah,
think
okay.
we're that lucky?
No.
Brazil
There's
is always
no,
here in
there's
our
no
hearts
longer a
and
Brazil.
in our hell.
Brazil
no
is
longer
always here.
The thread of fate is broken.
Maybe the real Brazil was the friends we made along the way.
Cease thy heresy, mortal.
Nothing good has come out of that. Yeah, healthy
Oh,
state.
fucking, what's that series? The Thread of Fate?
Thread of favela.
No, the Thread of Fate.
No.
The Thread of Fate has broken thing.
That's from Morrowind, I think.
Yeah, that was Morrowind, wasn't it? Why was I thinking
Yeah.
anime? Probably because I know there's an anime out there that
I don't
tried
know,
it.
Outlander. You tell me.
Fuck off, you Noir.
Filthy sweat.
Fucking the
Whoa!
was.
I will not tolerate such language in here, you Swit Noir. Anyway, no, just imagine just one day, you know, some country gets nuked, like Liechtenstein. It's a country now, right?
Yeah, it's always been a country.
Is it really a country?
It's a
Yeah.
duty
it's
of
a
the Holy
country.
Roman Emperor, as it's always been.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you know, some random fucking country gets nuked out of existence, right? Fucking maybe
Is it
maybe it's
important?
Brazil, maybe it's Chile, maybe Argentina
Not
just
Chile.
deleted one day, right? And then suddenly everyone just has a little pop up. Everyone simultaneously has a little pop up. The thread of fate has been broken. It's like, hold up, what was in Argentina?
No,
Fuck they do.
even better. Argentina disappears, and we all just hear the blaze blue thing. Can't escape from crossing fate. What? What?
Heaven or hell, here we go. Just look out your window and everyone's fighting in the street now, and you're like, oh, all right, I dig it.
No, actually, the
After
single
staying in
best
Brazil?
version. Argentina disappears. Gundam fight all set. Ready, go!
Argentina disappears. Achievement unlocked. Preventing the apocalypse. Wait, what?
You have gained karma.
You've gained karma.
Yep, Reddit moment.
Jesus
Got
Christ.
upvotes. Nice.
All right.
Wow.
That's the thing. Nose hairs jokes usually miss, but when they do land, they are excellent.
You've gained karma, Jesus Christ.
I say jokes a lot. You guys just talk over me. So like the joke I want
Yeah,
to hit,
exactly.
You're just fucking.
Oh boy. Oh, poor Argentina. We never knew you. But I sure am getting
Good.
some faction reputation out of it. Everybody likes that. Anyway, so yeah, so flickering lights, flickering candle lights, flickering fleshlights.
Flickering semicolons.
Yeah, flickering semicolons. His long black hair was tied up and held away from his face to allow clear vision over his work, and the long sleeves of his attire were folded up to the elbows and a pair of bloody rubber gloves covering his hands. Ever think Orochimaru did a surgery with his feet just to see if he could?
Probably.
I'm
I
sure
believe
he
it.
did.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Orochimaru, former member of the Densetsu no Sanin, and most recently, former member of the Akutsuki, that's not a sentence, narrowed his eyes as he finished sewing in the last suture of the organ that was resting on the examination table before him. An empty ink pot and assorted needles had been moved to the side next to a small sealed scroll where he worked. It had been several hours of tireless, constant work to get this far. After his failure in acquiring the body of the Uchiha boy, that's not a sentence, Itachi, the Snake Sanin, had been forced to flee the Akutsuki. That's not a sentence. And because of his injured state, transferred to another body. That failure, the near-death experience at the hands of the Uchiha Itachi, had been an admittedly harrowing experience. It had forced Orochimaru to face a grim possibility, in that despite the lengths he had already taken to securing his longevity, that's not a sentence, he could still be killed. That's actually a sentence.
Wow.
It has been several hours. He had enemies, both new and old, that were potential threats to a level where it was possible that he could be killed before he had a chance to escape and jump into another body. He needed to address that. He needed to have a contingency plan in place for the possible event of his death that would allow him to return from the Pure Lands. The possible conclusion he had come to, the aim for his current experiment, was not a new one. It had been something he had previously toyed with when he had created the cursed Seal of Heaven. He had placed a sliver of his essence, his soul, into the seal which had been branded on one of his apprentices. That's not a sentence. Anko Mitarashi is also not a sentence. But boy, is he using these semicolons. So many fucking semicolons. Holy shit, why are there's at least, he makes a point to include at least one semicolon per paragraph, and he does it incorrectly. Every single time. That's dedication.
Yeah.
Not necessarily good dedication, but dedication nonetheless.
Yes, indeed. So anyway, yeah, blah blah blah, bumbling idiot, blah blah blah, seal, blah blah, blah 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 blah. Orochi wanted a methodology that would allow him eternal life, blah 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 blah, Fuin Jutsu, blah blah blah, bullshit, blah blah blah, ass ripe, blah blah blah, chakra infused ink, blah blah blah. He put the seal inside an organ and then put the organ into someone. It was revolutionary. They can't dissect my seal if they don't know where it is.
Genius.
Fair enough, I suppose. Fair
Not
enough.
not technically wrong there.
Yeah.
And so it was a three-dimensional masterpiece seal that connected across multiple axes instead of axes. Axes. Like,
I see there were several axes.
yeah, there was multiple bearded axes inside this person, apparently.
Hmm.
And
Epic.
that's how the seal connected itself to other things.
What
Fucking-
kinds of axes though?
Multiple.
Dane axes, hand axes.
Oh, it's like
Executioner's
a
axes.
lumberjack axe, and then a
Lumberjack,
Dane
yeah.
axe, and then at least
Is
one
that-
throwing axe.
Axe is
Okay.
axe. There is no difference.
Careful dissection and tattooing. Suture completed, so apparently we've been spending several paragraphs of Orochimaru completing the same project over and over again, but described different ways.
Of course. Word count goes.
He doubted Tsunade couldn't even replicate his work. Well, that's kind of a no shit moment. Wow, I bet that person who doesn't know any sealing at all, or well, barely any sealing at all, could ever possibly hope to replicate my extremely complicated 3D sealing method that requires the heart to be removed from the patient.
Really?
It's like,
No
wow,
way.
no shit. You don't fucking say. Someone who doesn't like cutting people open and doesn't know that much about seals couldn't replicate.
Color me surprised.
Couldn't replicate it? Wow, it's really a fucking bar. That's like,
I'm just flabbergasted.
that's like it's like
Astounded.
what's a
honestly.
good example? What's a good funny example here? Oh, that's like asking a Swedish person to be Norwegian. It's like, oh wow, I bet this Swedish person can't be Norwegian. It's like fucking what gave it away.
No shit.
I mean, I guess technically there are.
I would stand in the way of that. I would shoot them.
I guess there
on
are
sight.
technically the accursed half breeds, but I don't think you're supposed to talk about those, right?
No,
They
we're
don't
not-
exist. They don't exist.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's a
no.
lie. That's a
we've
scam.
gotta
Fuck you.
There are some
There are
hiding
no
in the
half-breeds
U.S.
in Norway.
You lie.
Listen, the U.S. is a haven for all who are unwanted,
Look,
including
if they're in the
Swedish
US,
Norwegians
they're not
and Scottish
Norwegian.
and Irish Scotsmen. Like
It's
we,
very
we've got
simple,
both here.
Atin. If they're in the US, they're not Norwegian. Alright?
That's not how we do
It's that
things in the
simple.
U.S., you see. Instead of
Yeah.
deciding things like by state, which would honestly really make a lot more sense if people just said what state they were from. But because we really don't consider states to be states, as we consider states to other be states, but they're not states. They're like semi-state states.
Yeah.
State.
Yeah, statist, fucking statists. If they
Fucking
love the
statists.
state so much, why don't they marry them? Oh shit! Wait, that's what welfare is.
Yeah.
Funny
Exactly.
joke.
It's true.
Taxation is theft. Anything else we can fit in there?
Based.
NEP violated.
Yeah.
Taxation is theft. Yes, and
Fucking
I'm
stop
about
it.
to get some thieving done, boys.
Well, boy, you can
tax
thieve this.
Thieve this. You can steal my bullets any time of the day.
Yeah, I'll happily hand them over. At a very high speed.
It's express shipping.
The 1-day delivery or your money back, guaranteed.
I purchased the Norwegian murder package and I'm still alive. I want a refund.
You haven't
Why
given
am
it
I
one
a-
day yet.
I-
Yeah, you gotta give him a whole day to get there first.
That sounds like an excuse to me.
I mean, you haven't fucking paid me anything, so until
That's
then.
yeah.
Listen, I wrote it into my will. As soon as I'm gone, you get paid. I wanted to be sure I got my money's worth.
That's one way to do it.
What was the Ron Swanson will? Whoever kills me gets all my stuff.
what do
Something
these
like
symbols
that.
mean?
Yeah.
The man who killed me will know what my will says. Yeah.
Based.
It's just like some kid's high school cryptology project, and all it really says is, "Haha, Rickrolled."
It's the URL link to a Rickroll.
I found the hieroglyphics, and they match the data we've recovered from this hard drive. I wonder what it could be. Quick, play the file.
Oh, why is Voyager not just sending out a Rickroll to the entire galaxy? I mean, that's the real question.
Because we'd probably get shot at by the first aliens that come to their world.
Implying we haven't been already.
Why don't we shoot them first?
That's how XCOM started.
We gotta
One
shoot
of the
them first.
one of the council members sent a Rickroll to outer space, and Advent said, "You know what? Fuck this planet."
Oh god, now I'm actually horrified that our first contact package is gonna get hacked someday. And then during a first contact scenario where we send them the package, it's just fucking Rick Astley singing, and they're just like, this is a really weird first contact package.
I mean, we're kind of down. It's not bad. But
Speaking of which, have you guys ever heard of Rick Astley's cover of Foo Fighters?
what?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Rick
what?
Astley has a YouTube channel, and he like posts he posts covers of other bands to it.
I
Of
didn't
him.
even know he was still allowed in public.
Yeah, no,
I
he's got a YouTube channel. He's like a really good singer, and his cover was
Wow.
fantastic.
I know he's a good singer. I just didn't realize we were allowing the man out in public anymore.
It was actually in response to the Foo Fighters covering "Never Gonna Give You Up."
That's pretty great.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Honestly, both covers were amazing to listen to, and I'm just sitting here just like, yep, this is what we needed this year. We needed more of this. But anyway, so yeah, Orochimaru's still in surgery, and he's doing some sealing stuff, and he's doing more sealing stuff, and it's like an intricate sealing network that would lock the soul inside the heart.
You know, for a moment I thought you had ceiling network, as in the roof. It'd be a lot more interesting.
Oh, Here We Go plus Ultra, that's another good story, yeah.
It is.
Isn't that the one that you were talking about?
No, not at all, no.
No.
I was
oh,
talking about, it's a
fuck.
one-shot.
Shit. Okay.
Zeke's posted it on SDM.
Well, that's the thing. Zeke's fucking account got deleted or something because he made a new one. So all of his shit's gone.
Wait, what?
Yeah, but on this, wait, no.
You sure? Because on the SDM, the only Zeke's on the character or on the profile lineup.
Well, yeah, you gotta search for like Max Otto
Oh, yeah,
von
you know,
Stierlitz or
you gotta
whatever.
look for Max Otto von Stierlitz.
Oh, for fuck's wait.
Or
That's
you know,
impressive.
634.95. If you check his actual @.
Oh,
Like it's-
fuck me. Okay, I'm retarded.
Yeah, you just search for his alt, you fucking moron.
Yeah, you were looking up his alt because you're fucking dumb.
Tojo moment.
SMH, he's bringing dishonor to his family.
Dishonorable.
So anyway, Fuinjutsu, Chakra, Fuinjutsu, Whole Heart Seal, Fuinjutsu, Hearts, Souls, Hearts, Chakra, Pulse, Burst of Smoke, White Snake. His soul was properly incorporated into the heart that turned into a snake that was inside someone else. What? Why?
Oh. The funny.
Why would you turn a heart into a snake and then surgically implant it in someone?
Why
Because
not?
it's horny.
It's like a can of beans. or
But
some
Max,
shit?
they still
Like
need the
pops out.
heart. They
Pops
still need
out
the
when they
heart.
commit surgery.
Nah.
Listen to biting beans.
Oh god. Anyway, so you could still feel the snake. Holding out his hand to the fragment, he waited till the snake slithered up his hand, so the heart's just not in the body anymore. Even though that was in the body, I guess. Okay.
Damn, that's kind of heartless.
I hate you.
Good. Fuck you.
I'm honestly, what I'm more irritated by is I don't even have a pun to come back with. I suppose this is my punishment.
Yeah. You're not innocent.
Homo.
You know how to do it.
I know. That's enough for a moment, though. We need to keep going.
Sure.
So you could feel the presence of the fragment. Final part of the experiment, which was a contingency, not even
Wait,
a
hang
stage.
on. I found a pun.
Hmm.
So you're saying you wanna carry on?
Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
Toad summoning contract. It was a reverse summoning jutsu where he would send the snake to a random dimension. Okay. So he would send the snake to another dimension, and the realm would only be accessible to him, with anti-resummoning seals on the snake as well, so no one but him could summon it. So then
Nice.
he sent the snake to a different dimension, and immediately Orochimaru felt the absence of his soul fragment, meaning it worked. And he successfully sent it away from the elemental nations and the realms of summoning contracts. But just as he knew he succeeded because of the absence, he also knew he failed. He could not sense this portion of his soul any longer. There was nothing, not even the faintest sliver. The experiment had failed. So close to success, with a means of enduring immortality in sight, and he had failed. Without the connection to himself and his contingency, it was no longer possible to go to that soul fragment. If he died, it was an anchor without a chain. It was a good thing that Orochimaru had intended to leave the laboratory, because the release of his frustration and rage leveled it completely. So anyone close enough to hear it? Brief hissing, soul fragment of Orochimaru, mind-ending screams, corporalizing into reality in a burst of smoke. The snake howled in agony. He could not determine what he did wrong. As a fragment connected to the whole, the link was blah blah blah, determine anything from his body. From his agony, Orochimaru was able to determine the source. He was being drained. It felt like he was bleeding out, like something had stabbed him or had been removed from him forcefully. He was going to die. Oh no, worse than that. He was going to be eradicated. He needed to survive. He needed to find a home, blah blah blah. And then he found something else. He found a warm body. Oh god. He found a warm body in the destroyed home, and he slithered up the stairs, and coming upon a baby. Perhaps 1 year old, with the same eyes, mother and child, blah blah blah. Soul fragment had more pressing concerns. His curiosity was curbed. He held interest in the child, or more specifically the lightning bolt-shaped scar, because he could sense that it was the exact same thing he was attempting to do. This meant that he was a potentially viable host to inhabit. Orochimaru could not hesitate, so he slithered around the corpse of the woman and coiled before striking. Lunging up with as much power as his body could provide, he slammed into the forehead of the boy. The physical shell smacked against the laceration, and the soul fragment of Orochimaru slithered inside his scar.
Jesus.
Okay. Within the child, Orochimaru found the fragment he sensed. Nothing more than a barely living flame clinging to the edge of existence. He could feel his own existence leaking away, bleeding out into whatever void awaited him. So he couldn't wait, so he coiled up and attacked the soul fragment. Wrapping around it, he devoured it whole and consumed the soul fragment. The host soul was quickly enclosing him, ready to inject him from the boy's body. And just as he saw the existence of the boy envelop his own, he felt a quick, last-minute surge of strength as the devoured fragment empowered him. Not enough to repair the damage that its summoning to the realm had caused him, but enough so that he could survive what was to come. Both of us, this is an author's note, both of us are a fan of the Madness trilogy and the idea of mad scientist Harry Potter. So the Madness trilogy of the Harry Potter series is a Harry Potter series that is honestly, it's maybe like a 6 out of 10 at best.
It's readable. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's readable. Basically, Harry Potter is effectively a copy of Stein from Soul Eater. I mean, effectively a copy is like he even invents the head bolt that Stein uses to crank his brain so he could think better.
Brain kind of be cranking though.
Okay.
Big thinking.
So anyway, this author is a fan of the Madness trilogy of the scientist Harry Potter. And we had discussions of what if we did something similar, and then we're like, oh my god, we both devoutly love Orochimaru. And so we were like, alright, it's a
Wow,
mad scientist
I love
Orochimaru
genocide.
Harry story.
What a coincidence.
Hey, same.
What a coincidence, I too love genocide. More of an
Motivated genocide
Orochimaru
by
reborn as Harry
certain
story.
qualities, shall we say?
Well, that was a story, alright. I am glad we're never gonna
Was
touch
word
that
on
again.
words on a page?
Yeah, that was words on a page indeed. So I will see everyone next time, because this is next Friday. Yes, Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
As you all know, there is always more. It does always get worse.